Hello everybody, welcome back to another Saw Trox Reacts video, and today, again, as usual, reacting to My Story Animated. Now, I love the channel, I'm going to link it down below, and I'm not going to forget to say that ever again, because I think I forgot to say that in the last few videos. But anyways, I'm going to put the link down below, and I hope you're going to enjoy this video, because it's quite an interesting one. Yeah, I'll explain it in right now. Now, this video is pretty interesting, right? Because it's about this kid who cannot see their parents until they are divorced. I still think it's weird to this, like, to right now, because, like, why can't you see your parents until they're divorced? Like, you want to see your parents before they're divorced, because then you won't be able to see your parents as often because they're split apart. I mean, why? But anyways, I'm just gonna stop saying random things and just get straight into the video. I can't wait for this weird story. But anyways, let's get straight into it. What? Okay, guys, let's watch this amazing video, I think. When you're a kid, you don't realize... Oh, I didn't even
Hi,
get to read
my
the
name
whole
is
thing.
Jenny. The day I was born, there was someone who cried more than me. My
Whoa.
dad. Not because he was emotional, but because he was in pain. In the labor room right before my birth, Mom went ballistic on him. "It's all because of you. You did this to me, jerk."
What? A mom having a baby and she's pulling her husband's hair. What? Like, there's a woman having a baby in the hospital, right? And then she's blaming, she doesn't want a baby. I can understand if you don't want a baby, but she's blaming her husband in the middle of a hospital? This story
literally
gets
pulled out chunks of his hair, and he ended up in tears. My parents just didn't get along at all. Once when I was 3, Mom threw a frying pan at Dad because he bought her a PlayStation instead of a makeup kit on her birthday. "You crazy woman! Are you
I want a PlayStation. I mean, I would love to have a PlayStation. She threw a frying pan at him. What the hell?
out of your mind?" "I must be, for marrying a dumbhead like you." When I was 5, I was really excited for my first day of school, but they even ruined that by fighting over who'd drop me off. So I just grabbed my bag and took the bus. School was my happy place. My teachers liked me, I had friends, and best of all, it was drama-free. That is, till I made the terrible mistake of inviting my parents. In the 9th grade, they came to see me as the lead in the school play, but right in the middle of a scene, I started hearing voices from the crowd, and to my horror,
in the middle of a theater. Now, if you guys don't know, a theater is where you make a play, and usually you want to be silent so you can hear the words they're saying, and they're arguing their heads off.
I realized it was my parents. "Can you stop biting your nails? It's such a disgusting habit. Can you stop chewing gum like a cow? It's giving me a migraine." "Did you just call me a cow?" "No, I said you chew like one." And before I knew it, Mom and Dad attacked. Everyone was laughing. I ran off the stage to break them up, and then the guards threw them out of the auditorium. "I can't believe you guys just did that at my school. What's wrong with you?" "Ginny, I'm so sorry your mom's a cow." "Oh my God, did you really just... Stop it! I can't deal with this." I stormed out of the house and kept walking, but soon I realized I was far away from home, without a phone. Suddenly, a weird-looking man stepped out of an alley and grabbed my wrist. "Oh, my daughter, I've missed you. Let's go home. Mommy's waiting." "What? You're crazy. Let me go." Just then, a guy came out of nowhere and pushed him aside. He took my hand and we ran like crazy. Once we were a few blocks away, he turned to me. "Hey, you okay? Why are you alone in this neighborhood at night?" I told him I'd just gotten lost, and he walked me back home. I was about to ask his name, but he'd just turned around and left. The next day at school, all anyone could talk about was my parents' meltdown, and I was a laughing stock. At lunch, I was trying to ignore everyone's comments when I accidentally ran straight into someone. It was Brittany, a new girl who'd joined our class recently. "OMG, you idiot. Do you know how difficult it is to get stains out of a pure silk Prada dress?" "I'm sorry, but it was an accident." "I guess I should feel sorry for you, because you come from a family of morons." "But I don't." She grabbed a glass of juice to throw it at me, but instead, she threw it at herself. Then she burst into tears and ran off. What just happened? As I walked out of the cafeteria, I saw her crying on a boy's shoulder. When our eyes met, I realized it was the boy from last night. He walked over to me, looking mad. Hey, why are you bullying my sister? Sister? Me? I don't know what she told you, but she... Just stay away from her, okay? With that, he walked away with his arm around Brittany, who looked back to grin at me. What a psycho! A few days later in the library, I was reaching out for a book on the top shelf when I lost my balance, and someone caught me just in time. Oh gosh, thank you. What's your name? Paul. How long are you planning to stay in my arms? Oh, yeah, sorry. Thanks. You're not welcome. And I came here for some peace. So can you stop talking to me now? Gosh, how rude. A few minutes later, I couldn't hold it in any longer. So I just asked him, you don't even remember me? Of course I remember you. I thought you looked really pretty that night. And what about right now? He came closer, and my heart was racing. Well, now I think you're kind of ugly, because now I know you're not a nice person. Seriously? You'd have to be really dumb to not notice that your sister's a spoiled, mean brat. I pushed past him and stormed off. I just had to stay away from this jerk brother-sister pair. A few days later, our teacher announced a campfire trip. But when I got home, all my excitement went down the drain. You don't need to go on trips. Just focus on your studies. You don't want to end up like your dad. Why not? I'm handsome, smart, and well off. And you can't even pay your pedicure bills. Here, honey, I'll sign your permission slip. This was one of the few times their fighting worked for me. On the day of the trip, Paul came and sat next to me on the bus. Hey, I just wanted to... Sorry, this seat's taken. As Paul moved away, I put my backpack on the seat and put on my earphones. I wasn't letting anyone ruin the trip for me. Later that evening, everyone gathered around to play Truth or Dare. After a few turns, the spinning bottle landed on Paul, and his friends dared him to kiss me. As we crawled towards each other and our faces came close, my heart was pounding. And when our lips touched, I felt fuzzy. I was completely lost in the moment till someone shouted, "You guys trying to set some record for the world's longest kiss? Get a room or a tent." As I went back to my spot, I could feel Brittany's death glare on me, but I couldn't care less. Later that night, I suddenly woke up to see a weird shadow on my tent. I got up to peek outside, but someone pushed me back and we both fell onto the sleeping bag. Paul, what are you doing here? Just listen to me, okay? I'm really sorry. I do know what Brittany can be like. Also, I can't stop thinking about you since the first time we met. Suddenly, we heard our teacher's voices close by. We'll be in so much trouble if we get caught. Come with me. I have a better place in mind. We sneaked away from the campsite till we got to an old cabin. Once the door closed behind us, Paul pulled me towards him in the dark and started kissing me. Suddenly, I stepped on something soft, and someone screamed. Paul and I yelled too and fell back in fright. Someone flashed a light in our eyes, and we saw that it was Brittany.
Wait, be swearing what? That's bad for the channel. Remember, we're family. Okay, I'm sorry. Please, whoever that voice is, I'm sorry. Just let me continue on my YouTube channel.
Another girl was there too, holding her hand and hopping around in pain. You stupid cow. You stepped on my girlfriend's beautiful hand. How was I supposed to know anyone was here? Wait a second. Brittany, you have a girlfriend? Yeah. Is there a problem? Remember how you're engaged to Dad's friend's son? So, he's seeing other people too. It's cool. We'll still get married one day. Wow. This girl was weirder than I'd thought. I made my way to the door, but to my horror, it just wouldn't open. We tried to pull it all together, but it seemed really stuck. And Brittany went off on me. Why did you ever close the door, moron? Don't you know the first rule of making out in weird places? Never close the door. Hey, don't talk to my girlfriend that way. Girlfriend? Girlfriend? I thought you were just having fun with her. No, brother. This can't happen. Break up with her now. What are you, crazy? You can't tell him what to do. And with that, I grabbed Paul and started kissing him, but to my shock, he gently pushed me aside. Good boy. Are you freaking kidding me, Paul? You're gonna listen to this psycho? He just stood there silently. I was so mad. I pushed...
What was wrong with his face?
pushed him aside and sat down in the farthest corner. Once I was out of here, I was going to change schools. There was nothing we could do till someone came looking for us. Brittany laid out a sack and she and her girlfriend cuddled on it together. I sat in my corner feeling cold and grossed out by their kissing noises. But at some point, I drifted off to sleep. Suddenly, I woke up to find a warm pair of arms around me. Paul, I swear I'm going to punch you. Shh, keep it down. You'll wake them up. Why are you so afraid of your sister? I promise. I'll explain everything once we're out of here. Just be quiet right now and let me kiss you. I felt myself sinking in his arms, but moments later, I yelled out in pain when a flying shoe hit me on the head. Brittany was staring down at the two of us, looking completely manic. I told you to break it up, Paul. Have you forgotten that I know your biggest secret and I own your butt? That's it. I want to know what she's talking about, Paul. What is she holding over you? Paul suddenly looked like he was near tears. Ginny, our mom left us years ago, but I found out recently that she cheated on our dad around the time I was born, which basically means he isn't my dad. And I'm afraid if Dad finds out, he won't want me anymore. Oh, I know he won't. He'll send you packing to your good-for-nothing real dad. I was stunned and then really mad. So your brother told you the secret and you're using it against him? You're a psychopath, Brittany, and you should be in a mental hospital. Brittany snarled and attacked me. As we wrestled on the floor, we suddenly heard the door fling open. It was our teachers and everyone else from camp. We were all given detention for a month. On the bus ride home, I sat next to Paul and slipped my hand through his. I think you should just tell your dad. The truth will be a shock for him, but I'm sure he won't stop loving you. You don't have to live in fear. Paul smiled at me and nodded, and later that day, we went to his house together. I was waiting anxiously in the lounge while he was talking to his dad. Just then, Brittany walked in. Ugh, do I have to see your face at my house too? Well, I guess once Paul is out of here, I won't. Suddenly, the door opened, and Paul and his dad walked in with their arms around each other. Paul hugged me and said everything was good, and I was so relieved. But then, their dad turned angrily to Brittany.
Paul told me how badly you've been behaving, and I'm taking away all your privileges. You're grounded for a long time.
Brittany screamed and stormed off furiously. When I finally got home, I could hear my parents shouting all the way outside, and I decided that it was time to fix my own family's mess too. Mom, Dad, shut up! I can't take this anymore. You two are getting a divorce, or I swear to God, I'm putting myself up for adoption. For once, I actually got through to my crazy parents, and they did file for a divorce. I also found out that Brittany's rich boyfriend dumped her because he didn't know she was cheating on him, and her dad sent her to a very strict boarding school. Paul and I have been dating for a couple of months, and now we're headed off to my parents' divorce party, and no one is happier than me.
Guys, make sure to leave a like if you loved that video. I did. And subscribe if you think that was weird, because I also did think that was weird. But anyways, I guess it's bye-bye now, because I'm not watching that ever again. That's a little bit of a extreme story for my level. So peace out. Just a little quick after video note that I wanted to say is, on my left is where you can subscribe, and on my right is where you can watch my viewed video. So you should definitely go on to do that. Now, I'm just gonna leave now because I just need to process that video. So, bye!